When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans. All the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Parents of twins, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Be Wednesday, good people, and welcome to another edition of WWT Live as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I am the guy they call the professor around here. Gerard Bonner, GB, pick a name for me. I think I'll answer. Keyword is think. You know, some of these names floating around here. You know how it is. But listen, we've got a very full show. A lot has happened in the last 48 hours and a lot leading into another massive weekend on the bill for all things pro wrestling. But we got to get through tonight first. And there's a lot that's going to happen tonight. So with all of that said, let's see. Who should we bring on first? There are so many wonderful people joining us. Let's start.
It's Councilman Pharaoh of Strattonville with his Parisiac constituents.
That laugh still wears me out.
Never gets old. It never gets old.
What in the world? How are you, Councilman?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We had we're coming off of a very hot NXT from last night, man. We had the post show. I was talking about, man, this felt like Monday Night Raw yesterday.
It really did.
You know what I'm saying? But I know we're going to talk about it today, but I'm happy to be here.
We are going to get it in for sure. And then, of course, well...
It's the Queen Bee of WWT, Wrestling with Honey with
Honey Pop Predictions.
The Queen is in the building. Honey, how are you?
What is up, everybody? I'm tired. It's onesie day over here in the tri-state. It's rainy. It's one of those like tomato soup and grilled cheese kind of days, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those days. But I got my shades on just in case.
Honey, you gotta take them shades off. You gotta take, because when you put them on, you look like that dude that was on the news thing.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know.
Oh wow!
First of all, he had a black sweater on, and sometimes I do that. Sometimes
it's just shades and you got the hood on. I'm just waiting for you to pop up and say it. I ain't gonna say it on air.
Wow! No, I think they'd pull us down if we said it.
Absolutely. But it's funny. It's funny you say that, Councilman, because sometimes I do wear like a black hoodie with the shades on, and I do it for Pachu, and he pisses his pants every time. It's hysterical.
I was like, yo, you gotta do his thing right now.
But
that's it.
I'm happy to be here. I missed you guys.
We missed you. It's always good to have you with us. And of course, it can't be a Wednesday without all things elite. Courtney's in the building. Courtney, how are you?
It is Wednesday. I mean, it is cold. It's very cold here in Jersey. I mean, we've had a very, very, very tough on the last couple days, but winter is coming. Winter is coming.
I see what you did there.
Thank you, Courtney, for bringing back our PTSD from that god-awful finale. But God, I miss that show.
Hey, 8 didn't happen to me. It stopped at 7.
Oh.
Don't even remember anything from 8.
Wow. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat, which includes Lewis. Good to see you. Eric, good to see you. Boza, good to see you. And Dylan, welcome back, sir. Good to see you as well. And certainly to all of those who are not in our chat, but are in various and sundry places where you may be watching this, thank you for hanging out with us. So we're going to get into NXT from last night. There was quite a bit that happened. The first thing I want to talk about, I know when women's wrestling talk, and I know women started the show and ended the show. I know that. But I have to talk about the first time ever encounter between the Iron Survivor, Oba Femi, and the NXT champion, Trick Williams. We've talked about this from a fantasy booking perspective every now and again. Hold on. Wait. You've been in ICU for 5 days? Holy cow, Dylan.
Oh, my God, Dylan.
Wow. Jeesh. Well, are you still in ICU? I mean, I hope you're out.
That'd be wild.
That would be wild. That would be wild.
No, he's not.
But
I just saw the comment. He's not.
Oh, yeah.
No. He's definitely back out in these streets.
He's okay. He's back in the streets. All right. Well, that's good to know. So I've got to ask, now that you've seen them face to face, I would love to know your thoughts. And I know we're jumping ahead already. New Year's Evil is in a couple of weeks. They are battling. Does Trick Williams leave LA as the NXT champion, or are we moving into a space where there is a new ruler of NXT? Courtney, I know you probably have the least amount of skin in this game, so we'll start with you.
It's really, after watching last night with Trick and Oba, I think to start off the new year, I don't want Oba Femi to be champion just yet for New Year's Eve. Because after that stare down, there is something there. Because I know everybody thinks, oh, Trick is going to lose. But I feel like there is something there with those two. Because seeing that encounter, I could see something in there. But I just have this little gut feeling that somehow, some way, Trick's going to walk out as champ.
Now, I won't ask what you did or didn't eat that might have led to that gut feeling. We'll see how true it is in a little bit. Councilman, what's happening here? How did you feel about this standoff? And do you think Trick leaves New Year's Evil as the NXT champion?
The standoff was everything you wanted it to be. The big back general himself.
Man, I was cheesing the whole time.
And it's funny how he disrespected the champ, yet elevated the champ at the same time.
True.
Very
True.
It built it up to where it's like, this gonna be a good match. Especially the line he dropped where he say, "You champ because I allowed you."
Okay.
I was like,
okay.
Say you got to whoop your Trick era because I allowed you to have that era. So hearing that though, I have two scenarios of how this could go. Okay. Because I feel like the big piece in this, and again, I could just be, this is just theory, is Wesley. For some reason, I'm seeing Wesley NXT championship match at Stand and Deliver. And I feel like we're going to go into a Wesley era. Now, the question is, though, what's the bigger ticket? Oba versus Wesley, and say Wesley finally gets over on him and wins the title, or Trick versus Wesley? And then another factor in there is the portal. And I believe you said it, Professor, but I am more convinced of Lash Legend and Trick Williams going to Netflix. Netflix wanting the whoop that trick chant on Monday Night Raw, which leads me to believe that my client will stand tall at New Year's Evil and not have to have such the extensive run that he had. Because let's face it, from January to about April, that's not a bad run as a champion.
No, it's not bad at all.
And then to hand it to Wesley and then come up, not a bad way. And now we know you've had both belts. So it's seeming to me that I might have another championship for the constituents coming after it's done in Los Angeles on the 7th.
Honey, I got to get your thoughts on this. How did you feel about the stare down and Trick or Oba at New Year's Evil?
Man, I couldn't wait for this to happen, and I find it so ironic that we had never gotten this before, and this is definitely Trick's biggest challenge to date. They only interacted at one point where they passed, I believe, Ava's office, or they were passing through Ava's office. One was coming out and one was coming in. One was North American champion, one was the champion, and that was during Trick's first run. I had, ever since that moment happened, I've just been patiently waiting. And ever since Oba took that break and lost the title, dropped the title, I was like, all right, well, this makes sense for him to come back in this fashion. And this is the match we actually didn't even get yet at all, because Oba has run through everyone on this roster except Trick Williams. So if there's anybody who really needs this win more than the other, I would say it's Oba who needs this. I believe there will be a new ruler of NXT because I'm totally with it. I've been wanting this for Oba. He's definitely like MVP in NXT for me throughout this year. He's just done a phenomenal job, even with having just coming in as a breakout superstar, and he's completely breaking out and he's on his way. So I think that it's definitely going to be Oba. Whoop that Trick still has a lot of unfinished business to do, or if he does keep it, I will say this, I need to see Javon Evans and Trick for the title.
Wow. So let me go to some of these comments very quickly, and then I will give my thoughts. Let's see. Dylan, he says, wow, he had a cyst on his spine. Wow. Well, speedy recovery to you, my friend.
Love, Dylan. We love you, DM.
Speedy recovery. Wow. Let's see. Boza says people want Trick to lose so he can go up to the portal. Good day, cousin. Good to see you. Special nobody's good to see you. Oba was in his M'Baku bag when he came out that day to challenge T'Challa for the crown. I love that reference. I totally love that reference. That is totally it. Good day to you, Cindyl. It is good to see you. Let's see. Boza says, what if Trick doesn't make it to LA? Eddie Thorpe versus Oba Femi. Well, that's interesting. Eddie Thorpe has weaseled his way into a title match for next week, which we'll get into that. I promise you, we'll get into that.
Because I have a lot of words for that.
Yeah, because there was something specific that he said that I gave him a very strong side eye. My thought, I will tell you this. First of all, seeing those two face to face, I can't tell you, it was just like, whoa. I needed this and didn't realize I needed it until I saw it. And good Lord, you can tell in Trick's eyes the level of respect that he has for Oba Femi, the clear understanding that I'm not going to be able to charisma my way over on this, that I'm really going to have to figure out how to fight. And I actually think that irritated him enough to really kind of go in his bag on Eddie Thorpe. Now, there's this one little thing that very few people have noticed. I noticed it last night. If you'll notice, I think since SmackDown, we've started to see far more of the commercials for Raw as Netflix. They're actually showing it like they would show a teaser for the Wyatts or something.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like the way that it's done. But there was one that aired last night, and I don't think anybody paid close attention to it. It was one where, you know, they have all the wrestlers showing up on this, and they're showing this one, and they're showing that one, and they're showing the other one. Nobody recognized that Trick Williams was in that video.
Oh,
Trick Williams was in that video walking down the aisle. And the second I saw it, I said, I know what I know. I know what I know. If Trick is going to go down, there's no better person for him to lose the NXT championship to than Oba Femi. I firmly believe that Oba has everything it takes to carry this version of NXT to wherever it is that it needs to go. And much to your point, Councilman, he doesn't need a long reign. I think we all know that he's ready, and he could be that move that we see on the traditional night after Mania kind of situation. I think he's been so good that most of us forget that he's only been in the business for a year.
Only a year.
Only a year. And most of that time was as NXT North American champion.
Yes.
Here's what's scary to me. He's actually kind of cut from that same uber sponge-like cloth as Braun Breaker. So he's not going to need another year in NXT. Let him feel what it's like to be the champion of the brand, to carry that brand. Let him do it for however long. And listen.
Like, no words. Just.
Well, because you lose it, you never win. Oh, boy. That stuff is
meat. You know, I also feel that way, honey, because now it also confirms my champion, Roxanne, is staying champion.
Oh, let's have that conversation.
No.
So we ended the night at, well, wait. Before we go there, we do have to talk about the Eddie Thorpe situation.
Yes, we do.
Eddie Thorpe comes out, interrupts this confrontation between Oba and Trick. Eddie accuses Oba of beating him down. Oba said, "Did you see me?" Now, here's what you and I know. You are not going to miss seeing Oba Femi.
Hello.
So if you didn't see him, he didn't do it.
And my client doesn't need to attack nobody from the back. That man would have just smacked you right in your face if he wanted to take you out.
Absolutely. Who's he? Where are you hiding?
So Eddie Thorpe comes out of this whole exchange. There's a line that he says that I'm going to wait to see if anybody else grabs in their conversation about Eddie Thorpe. If they don't, then I'll mention it. However, your thoughts on Eddie Thorpe, his appearance, and his entrance, or him inserting himself into the championship picture. Courtney, we'll start with you.
Look, I know he wants to insert himself in there, and I know he got attacked, but really? Really? Because after we had that face off with Oba and Trick, and he's kind of standing in the middle of the ring, it just kind of took out a little bit of that. Not to mention, he kind of weaseled his way into a title match next week, we still don't know who did it. And also, I didn't appreciate him accusing Oba Femi, because it's like, how can you miss the guy? Like, how can you miss him? But that is going to be the elephant question in the room on who did it. And I think that's going to be an interesting storyline that I would like to see it slowly churn a bit. But
I'm just going to say this. And I believe Eddie Thorpe did say no one attacked him. He faked it.
Yeah.
He said that at the very end?
He said when he signed his contract.
He said it was with Ava.
Okay. See,
I missed that.
My thing cut off. So yeah.
No, after
my feed cut off too, but I found the video. I was like,
I caught the whole thing before it went off.
Okay.
Yeah. He signed a contract with Ava, and he said, she was like, "What do you mean you attacked you?" He was like, "Why go through 5 people to try to win an Iron Man match, and I could just fake this, and now I got a title shot."
What?
And they took the contract and walked off, and Ava's just like, "You dirty motherfucker." Executive producer.
Yes.
And not for nothing, I don't like that. I don't like that at all for Eddie Thorpe. I'm not sure what direction they're going with him here, but I'm not feeling it. Like, honestly, I'm really not digging it at all. It's just, I don't like you. That's not the way you're gonna earn yourself a championship. Well, people, you could try to do that, but people aren't gonna look at you like a champion, because a real winner or a real champion wouldn't do something like that. But Eddie Thorpe's persona has never been based on weaseling his way into anything. So why start now? I'm not really for it.
Let's be honest. This was genius. Okay. The problem is who it came from. Because if this was Sean Spears doing this, you wouldn't say anything.
No.
If this was the cerebral assassin Triple H doing it, no one would have anything to say. I think because Eddie Thorpe has not gotten his footing as what we see him as a character, and we only knew him as that DJ and stuff. That's why this is a little more surprising. That's why this is a little also more lackluster for us, because we thought this was going to be like a Hikaleo thing. But it's very interesting to see, okay, what do you do now after this? How does this become a part of your character? And will you continue to weasel and scheme your way? Because right now, we can say it, but that's smart. He missed the whole match and he's getting a title shot. Like, think about all the people he just jumped, and he's getting a title shot next week. Noam Dar has not gotten a title shot. Lexis King has not gotten a title shot. Wesley has not gotten a title shot
yet.
Against Trick.
Against Trick.
But the thing is, how are you going to do promos about being honorable and all this and that, but then do something completely dishonorable? Dishonor on you, dishonor on your, what was it? Dishonor on your Captain Mulan, whatever it was.
Well, I mean, listen, we stole this country and named it America and said it was freedom.
So let's go there.
That's another topic.
Because there's a line that he said, and I intentionally have not been on X very much today, so I haven't heard whether or not people are talking about this. But the second he said it, I literally sat up like, what did we say now? Here's the line.
I heard the part that he said where he attacked himself. I didn't hear anything else.
So when he was in the ring with Oba and with Trick, at this point, I feel like Oba had left the ring. I think I need to go back just to make sure. But he was talking to Trick, and he said, I won't let your people do what you've done to us before. And I'm going, pause, sir.
Oh, yeah, no, Oba left when that was said.
Yeah, I'm going, pause, because what did our people do to you as Native Americans? We didn't do anything to you. So he has been playing, of course, heavy on his Native American heritage, which I have no issue with.
Right.
But that one line was really interesting to me, because I'm like, sir, you don't want to do that. You don't want us to start going through the history books and having that conversation as you're talking about Trick or Oba. Not a move you want to make. So there's definitely a heel thing happening here. But that was just one of those things where I was like, we are getting into some touchy territory if that's really what you want to do, sir. So, yeah, cousin. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I was okay with him talking about you wouldn't last in the New Japan dojo. I was okay with him talking about Trick being a sports entertainer. But that line about I'm not going to let you do what your people have done yeah, we're somewhere there. So interesting stuff. Certainly a character shift for Eddie Thorpe. He is, and the question, he is not related to Jim Thorpe, but I get where you're going with that. So quickly, before we move on, the night ends, of course, with a tag team match. Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez versus Julia and Kaylani Jordan. Cora Jade gets the pin on Kalani Jordan. We know for fact we've got Julia and Roxanne at New Year's Evil. Councilman, you seem very, very certain about what could happen at New Year's Evil, but I do want to pose the question once again. Julia, Roxanne in LA, who leaves as the champion, Courtney?
Oh, man. Who leaves as a champion? I'm going to actually stick with what I said on Monday. I think Julia is going to be the winner at New Year's Evil.
I'm returning my Orange Cassidy shirt. I just want you to know. I'm finna cancel this order. I'm about to cancel this order.
You can't.
I was about to support and go to Juice WRLD. No.
Juice WRLD, I'm done with you. He's folded his arms and everything.
That's great. That's great. Honey?
Damn, man. Julia and Roxanne. This is the second time they meet for the title. There's a lot of changes going on for the new year. There's a lot of new things coming to us in 2025. Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Without sugar and honey in your iced tea doesn't taste the same.
No, that's true. It doesn't.
I'll have to tell you guys one time how I got tricked into drinking unsweetened iced tea.
I can't stand iced tea. Yeah. I work at a place where we serve unsweetened iced tea.
Yeah, so you understand.
It's vastly different.
Extremely
expecting that sweet taste,
I'm not
and you don't get it.
No, but it's this match is very troubling for me because I love me some Roxanne, and she's been dominant, and she has been running this women's division in NXT fine, like absolutely no problem at all. It's like she was pretty much born to do it. But there's this experience of Julia, and bringing her over to WWE brand, and I think personally, the reason why I'm going with the pick that I'm going with is because I think Roxanne deserves to be main roster worthy. She should be there by now. So I might have to go with Julia because I want Roxanne in the main. There's so many other women up there that she could work so well with, and they'll kill it. One-on-one too. I'm sorry, Councilman.
Somebody come get this knife on my back.
Well, Councilman, you do have a little support. Cousin Ron says he's now going with Roxanne.
The FTR match. Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations.
Listen, I'm still advocating for Roxanne's success here. I hope you still understand that.
I do want her to succeed too.
I get that, but here I had this conversation.
Because imagine Roxanne and Liv.
I got a better one for you. Roxanne and Io.
Oh, Roxanne and Io. Oh my God. Roxanne and Io. Roxanne and Lyra Valkyria again.
Jeez.
Roxanne and Becky Lynch.
Run through the roster.
Run it back with Tiffy. You know what I mean? Chelsea Green. She's
Roxanne and Bailey. Oof.
That's spicy. That's spicy, and I love that. But yeah, man, that's the only reason why I'm going with Julia, because I really do want Roxanne on this main roster.
Councilman,
talked about this on the post show. I was very diplomatic about this and tried to take the emotion out. Here's where we are with my client. I also agree with you, honey. I want her at main roster. And now I'm only going off of what I'm currently seeing. We are 3 weeks out from the road to WrestleMania starting. We're moving to Netflix. SmackDown is moving to USA. The problem I'm seeing, there is going to be no place to put Roxanne at this current time going into WrestleMania. Well, think about it, because you still have, hold on.
But let you. I'm gonna let you finish.
All right, title picture wise, are all occupied. Liv is occupied, and then you have a whole bunch of and then two, who's winning the women's rumble with Becky coming back, Charlotte potentially coming back. The caliber of what she's built already, I think, would be rushed if you brought her here onto the road to WrestleMania. And it's a gamble if she makes WrestleMania card with how big the women's division has been getting, unless she wins the Rumble. But again, that's still a gamble. Now hold on the picture of NXT though. For the last year, they have established the greatest women's division in the world. And where that would culminate is Stand and Deliver, having you defend your women's title in the main event picture of Stand and Deliver, something two women have never done, which would be making history there and fully capping off all of what has been done for this year. So main card picture of Stand and Deliver, chances you might make WrestleMania. So that's why I say it's very much of like, okay, what do we do?
Well then, if that's the case, we're gonna do Roxanne versus AJ Lee in April. Is that what we're talking about right now?
You know,
I can't.
Do you know that could catapult to WrestleMania?
It could. It damn well could.
But then also too, though, that's to us. We still dealing with a new generation that don't know AJ Lee.
True.
So.
And you also have the other mid-card titles being introduced. You have, like, as what Special Nobody said here, you have the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title, and the Intercontinental title, I think, would be where it's at for Roxanne, because she's definitely the face of this brand and has potential to be the face of the main card brands as well in the future.
And I think she could right after this WrestleMania is done.
So you think it'll be a swap instead? It'll probably be Julia going up instead of... Okay.
No. I think the only one is going up is Trick. I don't think none of them are finna move up. Once again, I think you have started a spectacular story with the women's division. Roxanne needs to finish her story at Stand and Deliver, then she can go up. Then let Julia or Stephanie reign, because we still gonna get the Stephanie Julia match.
Right.
But I think they've built something so dope, she needs to finish it. And she has to finish it at where she started, which was Stand and Deliver.
So let me read Cindy's question or comment. She says, I hate the idea that Julia has to lose twice just to protect the other new stars and to keep the title on Roxanne. I don't think that's happening, Cindy. I genuinely believe that we're going to get a Roxanne call up. I believe Roxanne's path, I know you were saying I don't see it. Her path has already been paved by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is the template for the new generation NXT champion to go up and get yourself inserted into that mid-card. Because here's the thing. You said you don't see where she fits. I know exactly where she fits on Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Rocks.
Have you seen that the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship? I said this before. The tournament for the Intercontinental Championship versus the tournament for the U.S. Championship is like night and day.
Yeah.
The U.S. Championship picture is much stronger than the Intercontinental Championship picture. So you've got to add some women in there. If you put Roxanne in that tournament right now, Roxanne wins the tournament. Yeah. It's like that. Think about this. They had to pull Caden Carter and Katana Chance, who had never been in a singles match on Monday Night Raw. They had to put them in singles matches to round out 12.
Right.
Well, we also get Sonya Deville is there. So we should have
had Sonya Deville there. I agree we should have had her. And this is what I'm saying. So we have 3 slots that could have only had one person fill them. So you could have had 2 others fill them, Lash ended up filling in for Jade, of course, on the SmackDown side for the U.S. Championship.
Did that happen already?
Yes. That happened. So I think there is a place for Roxanne very easily. I think she could easily find herself at WrestleMania. I don't know that a story to be finished. See, I think here's what we have to realize. And this is going to be a challenge for most of us who have kind of gotten accustomed to a certain WWE schedule. $5 billion has changed the schedule. Okay. The $5 billion of Raw is Netflix has sent everything on its ear, and rightfully so. I honestly don't think there's a need for a draft with whatever they're going to do to shake things up for Raw as Netflix. I do still think that there's the opportunity for, of course, people to move into different places the night after Mania. But I think by and large, what we have been accustomed to in terms of schedules is changing. WrestleMania has been pushed back a couple of weeks. We got a Royal Rumble starting February 1st, right? We've got Saturday night's main event sprinkled in here.
We got a SummerSlam for 2 nights next year.
We got a SummerSlam for 2 whole nights. Things are changing, you know? So I think, again, we just have to get used to whatever this new WWE will look like. And I'm actually excited to see what that's going to do. Mayor says that man called him a manufacturer. He did. And I'm actually with you calling him that man. I'm with that. So needless to say, if you haven't watched NXT, go back and watch NXT. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, if you had the CW app, you can go back and watch it on the CW app. The replay is on there, in addition to wherever else you can check it out. The full show. The full show is there. So you can check that out. One of the great perks of the CW app, and that is free, of course, as well. All right, let's go back in time 1 night or 2 nights ago to the New Day. The New Day comes out to the ring in the attempt of trying to explain what happened last week. They were not allowed to get a word out edgewise. They were booed as if their names were Dom and Nick. That's how they were treated. So my question to you now is has the New Day become the top heels in WWE?
Whoa. Hold on. No one's out doing it.
Think about the reception they got Monday night. I don't think anybody else got a reception like that Monday night.
You just listen. But Dirty Dom is getting that.
Dom gets one every Monday night.
Every Monday, Dom.
Dominic still ain't cut a full promo yet.
Nope.
I have not heard Dominic say a full promo straight since he joined Judgment Day.
Nope.
Yeah, top heels in WWE. I mean, if we're talking like right now, we could possibly discuss it. But I mean, there's way too many top heel tag teams of all time if we're going that route.
And that's the biggest heel.
Say all time. We're saying right now. We're not talking about
biggest heel
time.
right now. Yeah, Cedric said that's the biggest heel.
Wow.
Cedric,
Cody.
Shout out to the mayor. But I think this is a cool, unique thing that we're seeing with the New Day, with this transition from being the biggest faces for the last decade to 9 years, I would say, because I think initially they were heels in the beginning because I feel like a lot of people didn't receive them well at first.
Correct.
But they ended up becoming fan favorites and everything like that. But I think this is good. I mean, they could, you know what? They could give Kevin Owens a run for his money, possibly. They possibly can. They said some really messed up things to E last week. Like really messed up things to E. Like, you broke your neck, so what? Like, I can't think of anything that's worse than that to say to your own best friend, you know, in order to portray yourself as a heel for the show. But I don't know. I would have to see more. I would have to see a little more because right now Kevin and Dom are the top heels right now for me personally. But New Day's keep this up and they're on their way. I'm sure they have no problem drawing heat. These guys are veterans and they're gonna know how to get under people's skin.
Yeah.
So wait, before I ask someone else, there's some very interesting comments here in the chat that I definitely want to go to. King Mike Hall, good to see you, says the New Day hate is totally unwarranted, and he too is blaming Cody. He also says that the New Day was right, and so does the mayor. So the question now is, Courtney, does the New Day have a point in what they've said over the last 2 weeks? Are they right?
I will say, after watching that last week, there wasn't any lying about it. It's just the way they said it. It was unapologetic and saying he was explaining like, oh, he broke his neck. And then they said, so what? In unapologetic fashion. And some of it, they did deliver a few points. And oh boy. And even after watching Monday, they did deliver a lot of heat. And they also, I did hear people chanting for Big E on Monday because people were really going for E. And especially when you get heat from the champion, the WWE champion. Yeah, that just says a lot right there. But some of it, they didn't help back from it. Some of it was really true. But I'm actually, and after Monday, they couldn't even get nothing. They didn't get no word out. The fans just threw them out the building. So I'm actually intrigued and curious on where they're going to go, especially with promos, because we know they're going to get booted out the building on Monday. But I want to see them spice it up a little bit. And also it gives a fresh start to the tag team division. Like, give them a fresh start.
I think everybody saw all the heat from Dom and was like, nah, there's no way somebody could draw that much heat. I feel like let's see who could draw more heat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so far there's a lot of people, like there's a good top 10 heels, I would say.
Councilman?
Yeah, one of the homies was there during that Raw, and he said, yeah, none of that was like filled in sound wise. He was like, when I say they really could not say one thing. Like that crowd was not playing. Like he even posted a video like him actually there, and like those boos are not cued in. Like they were really on it. But they were doing just what I had mentioned that they should be doing, because I did hear some of what Kofi was trying to say. Like Kofi had said, like, we could have hit Big E with a chair.
He did say that.
Took Big E out with a sledgehammer. And so we can feel like, okay, no, like y'all were really finna gear up to tell us something to make us not like you even more. So the fact that we're here now at that, it does get very interesting of like, yo, y'all really can just ride that. Whereas we want to keep trying to explain it. So we're no longer going to explain it. We can show you better than we can tell you. And that's when you start winning matches. But to the other question that you have, like, yeah, I think they're right. I think they're right. It's been over 4 years. You've said,
well, not 4. It's been 2. It's been 2 years.
Has it been 2 years since
2022? That was when he got injured. 2022. Because remember, he won the world championship in 21.
Dang, I thought he won it in 19. Man, all that
21. Kofi won in 19 at WrestleMania.
Jeez, all that
Big E won in 21, and then remember he lost the title at New Year's, the New Year's Day, day one at 2022.
Dang, that felt like so long ago.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's been 2 years. No word.
Oh no, Cody didn't win the title of 2019. He returned, didn't he? He just won the title this year. Cody.
No. Kofi won the title in 2021. 2019, rather. 2019. WrestleMania 35.
Look at you. Worried about the world. How you go? Why you got Cody?
It's Cody's fault. Because it's Cody's fault. My bad. What's funny is I was actually at that at 35.
Wow.
We'll take
it.
Yeah. But it's they said some real things, and I think they're just like the reception of it is just kind of like, okay, like I didn't realize y'all ride that hard for Big E, or are you just riding for that because he got injured? So then it's just like, what are we really getting mad at? But it's like, yo, y'all said some real stuff, and that did need to be said. Again, though, they talked like how y'all would be talking in the back room and we arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all just happen to be doing it in front of like 20,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, oh, okay. So instead of, and then you don't know the whole picture of it, y'all not thinking the whole way. So your first reaction is, how y'all gonna do that to that man? It's you broke your neck, so what? That's what flipped everything.
That's really.
Oh, you dirty! Hey, it don't matter what y'all say.
You low down son of a.
You just
unapologetic.
Unapologetic about it. But it was.
There's that saying: "It ain't what you say, it's how you say it."
And also, too, what you not saying, because shout out to Kofi as well, because I was like, a lot of people didn't catch it, and I'm just like, one, Xavier, I need you to dress up. I need you to dress up. Stop dressing like you just came from a conference. Okay, it looks good, but I need you to because I need you to match Kofi. Look at what Kofi's wearing. Kofi got on like a rock Versace jacket.
Yeah, Kofi went Final Boss.
He also wearing the Majin Buu M necklace. Like, like when Vegeta switched up and had the M on his forehead, and he got the necklace. I'm like, oh, we're going full heel right now. I was like, we're not catching the layers right here. Mm-hmm. And then Xavier got a polo button up that's too tight. Like, what are we doing? Match the energy, sir. Match the energy.
That is
like
great.
A block specialist, which we also do not like. So he might be on to something, actually.
So Steven, welcome aboard, says Big E will make his debut at the Royal Rumble, eliminating Xavier and Kofi. That's could be interesting. Special Nobody says the New Day was right. Big E has been acting like a
Big P?
Oh,
God.
Playing footsies and sweater dress up with his new girlfriend instead of being there for the homies. Wow.
I just saw the pictures too. I just saw the pictures.
Here's the thing that's wild. The thing that's wild about this, which is what makes this incredible, is where they're going. These are the conversations where if you've been friends with somebody and you've had that thing that's been irritating you about them, and you just haven't said anything for a while, and they keep pushing the buttons. There it is.
So we losing, and this is what you doing out here in these streets. We didn't fell off as the New Day, and this where you at in the streets right now?
Would you stop it?
This what you doing?
Biggie's a friend of the show. I love. I'm not gonna.
Your brother's in trouble, and this what you doing at Sears?
We love
Councilman trying to go full heel.
So we will see. Needless to say, it was a wild one. So one of the other things that happened from Monday Night Raw is we gained an addition to the World Championship match at Saturday night's main event. Instead of it being Finn Balor challenging for the title, it will now be Finn Balor and Damian Priest challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Can Gunther survive Saturday night's main event? Honey, your thoughts?
If Finn and Damian Priest were on the same page still, and this was still the Judgment Day, the true Judgment Day we all know, no. But because there's friction now between these two, and Finn has been getting biting off more than he could chew by saying a lot, and the team just seems to be like yesing him to death. With their chemistry lately, it's just been a little iffy. So I think Finn's on the fence as well. But because of Damian Priest and Finn Balor being at odds, and there's that blood feud between them, brothers turned rivals, I think this is something that Gunther can capitalize on if he's smart enough, which I know he is. He is the ring general, and I see him retaining the title.
Okay. Courtney, who do you think walks out as the world champion?
I believe I'm going to pick Gunther for this, only because after watching what happened on Monday and the last couple of weeks, Finn, and I actually love Finn Balor, there hasn't been a leader since this new Judgment Day. There hasn't been an actual leader to kind of lead the charge. It's like sometimes it's talking and less action. And also, Damian and Finn still haven't worked out their problems. We've seen it happen on Raw, and I could tell Gunther was not happy after getting attacked by members of the Judgment Day. But he's the world champion. He's the ring general. this should be no surprise for him, but I believe Gunther is still going to be champion after this.
Councilman, let me ask you this. There's been a lot of conversation about Saturday night's main event. You've got Jesse the Body Ventura returning to be a guest announcer. There is talk that there will not be the normal kind of WWE setup, that they're going full throwback on this event. Do you think that those elements will help in terms of reestablishing the nostalgia of Saturday night's main event? Or do we not need nostalgia? Do we need to write a new chapter with this event?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I guess I got to see the nostalgia and how it's set up.
Okay.
I guess I'd have to see that first.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's a good question, man. I mean, Professor, that's a good question. Because I see it for both.
Okay.
This can go into something new. Well, you know what? I would hope that they maybe find something in the middle. Not too nostalgic, but also showing like what we're leading to in the future. So I'm just hoping they can find that perfect middle ground between the two of it. Because I do like the nostalgia part. I like seeing Jesse Ventura there. You know, God rest his soul. I would have loved to see like a Roddy Piper cameo. Like all that is great. Even like the old school stage. If you
maybe
want
a Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see that mixed in with some of like the new camera angles that they're going with. Like I would love like a old retro version though of like Damian Priest's intro. You know, kind of like old like VCR feedback that again. I wouldn't mind some of those things, but let's also put some of that new technology in there. I just also find it funny how no one believes Finn can carry a championship match by itself. That's just
I didn't say that.
I
didn't say that.
I didn't say it.
You see, it's three of them now. You see, it's three of them.
Well, yeah, but I didn't say that he couldn't carry a championship match on his
I didn't
own.
say y'all. I didn't say y'all. Don't. It's not a personal strike on y'all.
I was gonna say, he said,
"Don't Eddie Thorpe me." I can say
you people.
No, I thought you were trying to Eddie Thorpe us. That's what
man.
Listen, y'all, listen to what I've heard.
Oh man!
No, but you know what?
Whoa.
Since you're not talking about us, because you know what, I should have known that you knew that. But I would never. First of all, Prime Finn Balor, Demon Balor, you're not touching him. I mean, Gunther is definitely a challenge. Priest is definitely the challenge, but Demon Balor will always come out on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I just feel that there's gonna be more to be told with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. They gotta hash it out. We need to see a Hell in the Cell or something just to, cap it off. And Gunther's definitely gonna retain.
I need the Demon to come back. I need
so bad. I want the Demon back so bad.
Damian versus the Demon.
I feel like the last time we saw him was in a match against Roman Reigns for the championship, and he was on the verge of winning, and just the most odd thing happened where
the
rope broke while he was on the top, and
red.
It was really crazy. Now there's a video floating out there involving Triple H and Cody, and he has presented Cody with something for one night only that will be used at Saturday night's main event. So they're teasing us with that. Not quite sure what it is, but we'll certainly find out in the coming days. Now, Liv Morgan, congratulations, as we were talking about the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan is now celebrating 200 days as the Women's World Champion.
Shout outs.
Now, I've got to ask the question, what are your thoughts on Liv's title reign as a Women's World Champion? Courtney.
Liv has really improved throughout this reign the last couple months. Being a part of one of the hottest storylines with Dirty Dom and just having a deep rivalry with Rhea Ripley. And now we get to see her in her match with Io Sky this weekend. There's just so many layers. And then on top of that, she's reunited with her tag team partner, Raquel Rodriguez. She really has done and really showed a lot of grit and determination. And plus, she's also a Jersey girl too. So that's also representation right there. And seeing her, especially, this was after her crown jewel when she had so much emotion after she had that arrest a couple years ago, and she really opened up about it. It really made me happy to see that she really strived in her prime. And I'm actually really excited to see her and Io go at it this Saturday, because they're really going to deliver a very solid match. Of course, there's going to be shenanigans because, of course, you got Raquel looking on behind Limit's back, but they're really going to deliver, and I'm very, very proud of Liv Morgan still being the women's world champion.
Councilman, your thoughts on Liv's reign as champion for 200 days?
I think it's been amazing. I think it defined Liv Morgan to be someone that when Charlotte and Becky is out and Liv comes out, we're here. It's no longer, hey, the little kid, like, yo, why you in here while the grown-ups talking? It's like, no, she has carved out a space for herself. She's carved out a space for her to eventually one day, when it does kind of move into this new generation, she can be someone that they look up to in the locker room. This title really helped elevate her to new heights, something that we didn't think we'd see. So then we didn't know if it could possibly happen. Now I know people are shaky about her reign itself as far as what she's done, but I was like, so if you go back though, we've had championship reigns where the big focus has mostly been on one person. Go back to John Cena and Randy. When Randy and them ran it back like 5 or 6 times for the championship for almost same thing with Randy and Triple H. They kept fighting each other for a whole year. So while I get, the story keeps repeating itself with Rhea. Rhea is one of the most dominant people here, which is why, she made the PWI. And this is the person that you're combating, who's besting you since she's reigned. So I just think it's dope. I think it's going to be a solid reign for her. And I just now see her as, I can definitely see you holding another title. This don't feel like a one-off thing. Like, I can see you back in the title picture once this is over, or if you go to SmackDown, I can see her being a multi-time women's champion. And it's because what she's did with this title reign.
So I'm interested. I've been looking at some of the things that have been said in the chat and just listening to what a lot of people are saying. So I want to ask you this, honey, because when Rhea Ripley was world champion for 200 days or however long, but at that 200 days mark specifically, people were complaining and they were saying, well, she barely defends the title. All we know her for is her work with the Judgment Day. And when you look at Liv Morgan, you could literally say the same thing, copy and paste. Why are people seemingly more accepting of Liv's reign being this way than Rhea's reign being the exact same way? Judgment Day, Dominic, occasional defenses, same people that you're fighting. What gives?
I'm not even sure why people would look at it that way, only because, if it's literally the same kind of reign, copy and paste, why be upset? I don't see why one would be more accepting of than the other. Both of these women are in their own right in a great position to be champion. Rhea was it. Rhea caught that fire. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania and became champion. She had her, I would consider, even though she won then, I feel like this past WrestleMania was her WrestleMania because the entrance was all for her. She looked exactly like a women's champion and she looked like she belonged there. And the same goes for Liv. We've seen Liv literally grow right in front of our eyes. So I'm not sure where a lot of this disappointment is coming from in Liv. But earlier in the year, it was all about Mid-Morgan this and Mid-Morgan that. And then all of a sudden she takes out mommy and literally did what she said she was going to do. She was going to take everything she loved, including Dom. And then everybody ate it up. Everybody was eating that up. Everybody loves the hottest, that was like Courtney said, it was the hottest story of the year. Before that, it was Dom and Rhea. Then you have Liv and Dom, which added an extra twist to it. And then Liv took the whole Judgment Day. Liv also got the Judgment Day their tag team titles back. You
Okay.
know, the only thing that I would say that she hasn't done is gotten her daddy Dom any gold. So I would say that there's that work needs to be done there. But as far as Liv Morgan, she's on her way, and I'm not sure if people notice this, but she's on her way to becoming a Grand Slam champion, or just a Grand Slam, like you know what I mean? And especially if she goes for, you know, the new titles that are going to be coming up as well. Because honestly, people look at it as a step down. That's for you, Ethan Page. But it's not. You know what I mean? It's just more accolades and more, you know, notches under their belt to make them more successful and worthy future Hall of Famers. Liv, 2-time women's world champion, the first and only right now inaugural Crown Jewel champion, tag team champion 2 times, and women's Money in the Bank. She was also part of the Riot Squad. Everybody loved the Riot Squad. You know, so a lot of people forget, I think, that Liv has really come from the ground up in this wrestling business and made something of herself, and rightfully so.
And we got to see your girl, Selena Vega, go up against her too. Because that was a fun rivalry. I mean, that was a fun rivalry.
I kind of want them to run that back, but I have a lot of reservations about things that have to do with Zelina Vega. I'm very disappointed with how they are not pushing my girl, but that's for another conversation.
So in terms of why the two may be looked at differently, Rhea and Liv, Cousin Ron says classic looks.
No, it's
not everyone digs a goth woman, and
it's true. We've been programmed to it. Look at the movies we've had: Single White Female, Poison Ivy. They always look like her. We've seen this story in movies, so that's why this connects more, because we've seen it happen. We've seen the blonde-haired woman come in, do these things, got the dad watching this stuff, and then accidentally on his lap, like, and then the wife looking like, what you doing? And then takes everything.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Royal Rumble, as we mentioned, it's coming February 1st. And I thought this story was interesting because we now know, and again, it's about 2 months out, that Royal Rumble will start once again at a special start time of 6 p.m. Eastern. So if we go all the way back to Bad Blood, ever since Bad Blood, all of the WWE PLEs have had this special start time, save, of course, the Crown Jewel, which obviously was a different time because of what's happening, of course, in Saudi Arabia. But these stateside or North American pay-per-views or PLEs have all been 6 p.m. Eastern or so. Are you enjoying this, or would you like it to go back to its traditional time of 8 p.m.?
I like it. I like it. I like checking my stuff out a little bit earlier. And I think it just does good for people with like all around. Like if you're on the East Coast, you're not getting out at like close to midnight and trying to get home by 1 p.m. But then also too, for like folks that like to stream, watch alongs, post shows and everything, you can now do it a little bit earlier and crowds can check it out rather than just being tired as well. But even from the new time, I do have a question I'd also like to pose to go along with the question you're asking. We've also seen these PLEs only now have 5 matches. Does Royal Rumble do the same thing and keep 5 matches for the Rumble, or do we get more?
Oh, for sure. I mean, think about it. 2 of the matches are already an hour plus long, the men's Rumble and the women's Rumble. So you add a couple of matches in there that really matter. This is the takeover. This is the takeover strategy, the takeover formula. If you remember, NXT Takeover would have 5 matches. It certainly wouldn't have 8. You know, it would have 5 matches. And the idea is when you get to the PLE, this is where we have time for matches to breathe. You know, as opposed to, and we've been getting, you know, decent sized or decent length matches on a Raw or a SmackDown or on television. But when you've worked to get to the PLE, the story is there. Take your time. and tell that story. And I think that it makes the PLEs more valuable because now it's not, let's just get everybody on there. No, you have to work so that your story is good enough to be featured in this particular space. And when you get there, you're going to get to cook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not mad at the formula. Triple H knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a real exciting time because Royal Rumble season and Super Bowl season and everything like that. Ugh, love it.
Yeah, I like the earlier start time considering for us people in the East Coast, it ends a little early for us. So that's also a breather. Football season's over. We don't have to worry about any conflict. And also, it's nice because after you watch a pay-per-view, let's just say there's a fight on UFC. So hopefully it won't conflict on that night as well. So I do like the earlier start time.
Football season will be over for some. It just depends on whose team you're on. That's all. Yeah.
This is true.
Because I'm just saying, it's real. I'm just saying, it's nice to be 10-3.
I'm rooting for Draymond Green to win at the NFL playoffs.
You know
rooting
what?
for you, buddy.
I'm done.
Well, by the time we get to February 1st, I mean, it'll almost be Super Bowl season. So literally the playoffs will be over. Super Bowl is the next week. So we shouldn't have a problem with that. From there, huge news for All Caribbean Wrestling. The news dropped yesterday that All Caribbean Wrestling has signed a brand new multi-year television deal with Tempo Networks. The deal will stretch across 24 Caribbean islands. It starts a brand new show. The new show is called Saturday Night Vibe, which will air on Saturdays beginning March the 1st, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And what's neat is in the States, Tempo Networks is also available in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I believe it's in those 3 states. So that will be awesome. Now, if you would like to watch All Caribbean Wrestling and this new show, Saturday Night Vibe, and you are not in the Caribbean islands, there's good news for you. As All Caribbean Wrestling has also launched its brand new mobile app. The app is available right now on the iPhone and will be available for the Android soon. And in there, you'll be able to watch all of the previous pay-per-views that have happened, and you'll be able to watch the weekly show come March 1st. The pay-per-views are already in there. So, we've told you before about Philly Mania, Baja Bash, and all of the other great events that have been happening throughout the summer. You'll be able to check all of that out on the brand new mobile app. The app for the iPhone and in the Apple Store is available right now. So you can actually go download that. And there's a membership cost. I believe it's like $8.99 a month to have access to the full library of All Caribbean Wrestling. And then, of course, the pay-per-views that will be happening, you'll be able to watch them live through the mobile app. So a great day for our friends at All Caribbean Wrestling. Very, very exciting news for All Caribbean. So congratulations again. Saturday Night Vibe kicks off again March the 1st, 2025. So be on the lookout. Lots of really cool things are happening. Congratulations to the entire crew at All Caribbean Wrestling. And yes, that is indeed the mobile app.
That is TK.
And yes, you will, if you download the mobile app, if you download the mobile app right now, you can actually check out an interview that TK did with Mark Henry. So you'll be able to check that out. So yes, thank you for downloading the mobile app, and all kinds of great things are happening there. You can download it again. If you are an Apple user, you can go and check it out right now. All Caribbean Wrestling is the mobile app, and more great things and fun things are on the way. So again, pretty awesome and exciting. And yeah, if you end up checking out the TV show, you'll likely hear some familiar voices.
Yes,
let's just say that.
Yes,
you will be bonnerfide.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Boza. Appreciate that. And he says $8.99 is not bad when it's $6.99 for Peacock. Precisely. Was the interview done in room 4? Well said.
Oh
if it
my God.
I knew he was going to say something.
Have been there. How about that? If the
That's
interview
why
was
you
wouldn't have been there. So
that's why you were laughing like that, Couch. I was like, I was looking at
Yeah,
him.
I'm talking about mid-drink, and I saw it. I was like,
very, very good. Very,
Oh, my
very good.
God.
So again, congratulations, All Caribbean. Congratulations also goes out to Zack Sabre Jr. Of course, he is the current reigning IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, but he is only the second foreigner ever to be named the MVP by Tokyo Sports.
Wow.
So this is bigger than all of pro wrestling. One of the biggest honors you can get as an athlete there in Japan. So congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr. Of course, we will see him at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. And then January 5th, if he retains the championship, he will defend against Ricochet at Wrestle Dynasty. And there's a lot shaping up with this AEW New Japan situation for Wrestle Dynasty. I just want to tell you guys, the start of 2025 is going to be a wrestling fan's dream.
Man,
let me just
I'm so
remind you
excited.
of the schedule. January 1, you've got Fight for the Fallen with AEW Dynamite, which will be AEW's first event streamed on Max. So that's going to be special. Then, of course, on January 2nd, you have TNA's first show. January 3rd, you've got the first SmackDown of 2025. January 4th, which is a Saturday, Wrestle Kingdom from New Japan. January 5th, which is Sunday, Wrestle Dynasty, which will be New Japan and AEW. January the 6th, Monday Night Raw heads to Netflix. And January the 7th, New Year's Evil, featuring Roxanne Perez versus Julia, Trick Williams versus Oba Femi, and then the week starts all over again when we head to Dynamite on January 8th. It's going to be a beautiful time.
Guys,
in the
can
world of
you
pro wrestling.
imagine? Can you imagine where our brains are going to be come April?
Oh my
Can
God.
you
Oh, my Lord.
Like,
Oh,
we
my
can't
Lord.
even like predict. Like, because that's one thing. If I could just go off on a tangent really quick, I just really love how much wrestling has developed to so well to no longer being so predictable or being easy to call in certain cases. I love. There's nothing I love more than the element of surprise, because I love that feeling of elation and joy when something really good happens that you couldn't even possibly have fathomed it would happen. And another quick side note, did y'all see that? We didn't even talk about it, but did we see Javon Evans and Wesley last night?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Clinic with a capital C.
Yes.
I need another one. I want
Yes.
another one. I was just like, I need more of that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Those two things.
They are awesome. They are absolutely awesome. Big fans of the both of them. So speaking of AEW, congratulations. Tony Khan announced today that with the help of Jazzwares, AEW has donated 15,000 AEW wrestling toys to Mission Arlington. And of course, Arlington, Texas is where we will see their big event, All in Texas. So AEW continuing to work and do good charity work there in Arlington, continuing that relationship. Oh Lord, what happened?
Yeah, the mayor.
I have the
mayor.
He has
All
the
right,
same joy.
Mayor.
Anyway.
Crazy enough though, was not on NXT this past Tuesday, but Jada was there. Very interested. Jada got TV time and Lola did not. And
First of all, Jada showed up wanting all the smoke.
Did
all of it.
Did. I love how intense Jada Parker is. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Yes. But shout out to Tony Khan, AEW continuing to do good work just in time for the holidays. And speaking of AEW doing good work, tonight is AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. Lots of things will happen there, including Mariah May defending the world championship against Mina Shirakawa. We'll also see the Continental Classic continue. Claudio Castagnoli, who has been on a tear, Him and Will Ospreay in the Gold League.
Ooh.
This. Let me just, I'm going to go through the card, but I got to give it to Dynamite. They have been giving us pay-per-view level cards on their shows.
That's why my mom jumped with Mariah May. I was like, that's happening tonight?
Yeah. So it should be interesting. Also, Ricochet taking on Brody King. And we have not even had the conversation, or maybe you guys did have it and I wasn't here. So let me not assume that we didn't have the conversation. The recent comments from Ricochet, where he is now taking credit, saying, basically, I am the reason there is an AEW. Don't know if you guys had that conversation yet.
We've talked about Ricochet extensively, but I don't think we touched on that topic. And you know what? I feel away, but.
Well, I think Ricochet needs to concentrate on Brody King tonight for the Continental Classic. Also, we're doing a callback to NXT TakeOver. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly battling for the right to fight MJF. That's happening tonight, folks.
Councilman, I might have to watch this.
Listen, Dynamite is about to give us something tonight, man.
What's going on?
I'm looking forward to it. We'll hear from Matt Cardona.
Whoa.
Yes. He was getting ready for a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship against Chris Jericho. This ought to be a slam dunk. He ought to wipe the floor with Chris Jericho.
Yes, please. Let's
at
go.
Final Battle. But yeah,
I'm just kidding, Courtney. I'm kidding, Courtney.
I know. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Courtney's like, look here.
I'm kidding for you. I'm not kidding.
Right.
The Cardona household needs 2 champions in there.
Ring of Honor
champ, U.S. Women's Champion.
It could happen within a week of each other. It could happen within a week of each other.
Early Christmas.
It's a beautiful thing.
And then the main event. Well, this might be the main event, I'm assuming. Pac and John Moxley taking on Jay White and Orange Cassidy. It is a slammed show for Winter is Coming tonight. So make sure you check it out at the top of the hour. You can hang right here with us because Courtney will be hosting, of course, the watch along, and you can check out her reactions. You can have your own reactions as everyone pays attention to Winter is Coming. All right. Here's how you can find us on these good social streets, Councilman.
Lord,
I don't know what's happening right now.
I was about to say so. I was like, look, you can follow me at Never Abandon Your Homies to do this. Never leave your homies hanging. So you
lost your damn mind, and I'm gonna help you find it.
No, you've lost your mind, Biggie. You have lost your mind. While your brethren were in the back. This is what you was doing.
Wow.
That's wow. Never leave your homies for a Sears photo shoot.
Wow. All right. Honey, how can the people find thee?
You can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with the WWT Live crew. You can also find me on all my socials, all things Wrestling with Honey, and like and subscribe to Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. And I will get back to everyone on if there's going to be a watch along Friday, because there might not be. Might have some work to do in the beehive. So, but I'll let everybody know, and you guys as well.
All right, Pat, you're gonna be taking pictures like this Friday. That's why she can't make it.
Wow.
It's in right now, apparently.
Wow. Courtney, how can the people find you?
This is just too funny. They can always find me here you guys are just anyways, you can always find me here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, top of the hour. Winter is Coming for the watch along. It's definitely going to be a packed show, and I'm going to say this: if the women's title match is not the main event, I'm going to be very, very upset on that.
Well, prepare yourself to be upset.
I mean, it should be, I think they should. But anyways, they can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at CourtneyNJ11. I do have some stuff that is happening in the coming weeks and getting ready for 2025. And if you did not hear the news, there will be a watch along for Saturday night's main event. So I will be hosting that. So get your popcorn ready, get everything that you need, because top of the hour, winter is coming. Don't miss out, because it's going to be a fun one.
And she's also going to be taking pictures with her trombone player.
Yes, her trombone.
Once everything is settled, the final battle, this is the image she's going to take.
There are so many quotes.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation.
I want to ask so many questions, but I will not. You can find me at bonnerfide across all of the social spaces. Again, there's a lot of really cool things happening. We mentioned the announcement about All Caribbean Wrestling Saturday Night Vibe. I almost said main event. Saturday Night Vibe. So that's coming. Amazing things happening with Ashe Wrestling as well. So you can check that out at ashewrestling.com. You can check out my work with Southern Honor and IWE on IWTV. You can check out my work with the Nightmare Factory as well. We've got a big show actually coming up this Tuesday, the 1st, with the new WWE ID marking, and that will be for the Student Showcase. And in case you'd like to do this, some people have asked about merch over time. You can check out my merch at prowrestlingtees.com/bonnerfide. 2 really, really cool shirts there that I think you can use both in and out of the wrestling space. So definitely check that out. Also, make sure you are checking out all things connected to Women's Wrestling Talk at www.talkpod.com. WW Talk Pod across the social spaces, new interviews, new content. And there's new merch coming. There's a new site coming. All kinds of things are getting ready to happen. So shout out to all things Women's Wrestling Talk. And shout out to all of you who hang out with us and make some wonderful things happen here. The conversation isn't the same without your input. You are all part of our wonderful family. And I didn't mention this Monday, but I actually got to meet somebody from the chat at Ashe. So wait. Let me tell you what happens. So we are literally 2 minutes before going live, and I'm at the desk. We're getting ready to go over to our spot, and somebody walks up to me and stares me in the face, and it's kind of a scary look. And then they slam this business card down, and I'm looking. I look at the business card, and I look at the person, and in my head, I'm just like, I don't know who this is, and I don't know what's about to happen. Because you are looking at me with some great intensity, and I don't know what's supposed to happen. And then he goes, I'm JD from the chat. And I went,
my God,
JD! Okay.
Nice.
It was very awesome getting to meet JD, who has been rolling with us for a very long time. A very intense Jacob Fatu-esque kind of meeting. But it was a lot of fun. Listen, I was like, what in the world? So that was awesome to meet JD. We did take a picture. He posted it in his stories. And so very, very awesome. Great stuff.
That.
So if any of you guys want to pull up on any of the shows that we're at, please do. We would love to meet you in person. Just fantastic times for sure. So I had to make sure I mentioned that again. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. You are amazing, amazing people. And again, we've got the watch along at the top of the hour. We've got all sorts of great watch alongs and shows happening. The crew from WWT Live will be back on Friday for another fantastic show. And then, of course, the SmackDown watch along, and who knows what else will happen. But it all happens here. It's part of Women's Wrestling Talk.
Hold up. We want to make sure that Professor and NXT have unity like this picture. This is how my NXT and bonnerfide.
I'm with it.
I'm for that.
In 2025.
I'm for that.
Drop the ball.
I love that he's going through the whole photo album too.
I'm like, y'all get one. I like Professor ain't escaping this.
I love it. So we'll see you guys next time as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.